Value Impulses with Dr. Ulrich Vogel. Personnel Diagnostics Insights, Leadership, Assessments, and Personnel Development. Hello everyone, and welcome to Value Impulses. Did you know that there are almost more providers in the coaching market than in an average pedestrian zone on a Saturday? Hard to believe, eh? So, our title seems pretty relevant, if you ask me. So, selling coaching, how to stand out from the competition. That's what we're talking about today, and I'll give you some market data. And in the show notes, you'll find some links so you can dig deeper into the topic. There are several coaching reports, articles, magazines. Some have published interesting things. Let me dive into the number of coaches. In Germany, there are an estimated 9,000 business coaches. Altogether, the number of coaches is estimated at about 50,000, so that includes those 9,000 business coaches and about 40,000 so-called life coaches. So, what's the market volume and what kind of revenue are we talking about? The revenue in the German coaching market is estimated at around 520 million euros. That's not too shabby. And the average gross annual income for coaching providers, now, this refers to the business coaches, is over 80,000 euros a year, gross, just to be clear. And people also have to pay for their own social insurance. Coaching cases and hours, what can we say about that? On average, coaches handle, what does it say here, 21.25 coaching cases per year. The average number of hours per coaching case is 13.5 hours. That's without prep and follow-up. Of course, that's a pretty broad average. But just so it's out there. Target groups and formats. The largest target group in coaching is middle management in corporations and large companies. And yes, because of the whole COVID situation, the ratio of in-person to online coaching has changed a lot. So, in-person sessions have dropped from 75% to 45%, and video has gone up from 8% to 37%, as you can see here. These figures are, like I said, you can find them in the show notes, where you can click through and check them out in detail. How is the market developing? The coaching market in Germany continues to grow, with online coaching in particular seeing a real boost. Another important point in the market is that there are no standardized training requirements or protected professional titles for coaches, which makes it all the more important to really stand out here. And that's why today is all about how you can set yourself apart from the crowd. And I promise you, it's going to be exciting. I'll give you some ideas about key values when it comes to selling coaching services. So, let's get into how we're going to approach this. What do we do first? Right, competitor analysis, decoding the market a bit. And let's be honest, we all make mistakes in every area, but most coaches. They just go with the same boring approach as other players in other markets. The upside for you is, if you think differently, you can really stand out. So, let's just practically surf a few coaches' websites and get familiar with the typical presentations out there. Grab a sheet of paper and jot down what others are doing wrong and what they're doing well. And how exactly you, yes, you, could do it even better. And that, of course, leads straight to the question of your USP, your unique coaching style, so to speak. And the simple truth is, there's only one original, and that's you. And once again, I'm going to bring in Robert S. Hartman here, the master, so to speak, of formal value science. You, listening to me right now, you are a cosmic event, a singularity. You are of infinite value. You have a unique concept within you that you need to recognize and decode for yourself and then put into action. No one else can tell you what that concept is. That is your true task. And in this context, find your unique selling point as well. What makes you special? What makes you valuable? This is all about value impulses, and then I ask you, or no, you have to see it this way. Please don't explain the technical details of your methodology. That will just make potential clients yawn. Seriously, yeah. So, why is that? Because then, yeah, your coach speak, let's call it that, you start speaking coach speak, and people just tune out. Of course, you've done your technical homework, but then you have to translate it, so to speak, so that the really important points can be understood by, let's say, the average person. Look, the person across from you is usually, and I say this deliberately, not a coach. And they often have stereotypical prejudices about coaches. And remember, there's a bit of truth to every stereotype in the world. So, put yourself in the client's shoes and think about which aspects might really impress them. For example, is it your way of listening? Is it your creative exercises? Or maybe it's your business sense. Your understanding and quick grasp of things, so you can quickly immerse yourself in the real world of each company and really stay on the pulse. Or is it your many years of experience? Then you need to let that shine through with examples. Or is it your ability to quickly gain trust and get people to open up? Then give an example. Or is it your talent for rubbing salt in the wound? The kind that really hurts. That can score points too. Take a look at the person across from you, see what might impress them, whatever. But please, no coaching jargon. My systemic training has enabled me to always work out the right constellation so that the key players can collaborate and learn better within their roles and the system itself. You're sending the wrong value signals that way. So make sure to bring that into every client meeting. Let it flow in, show your style. That's your real power, so that the so-called thread of trust is established. That way, the feeling often arises, sometimes unconsciously, in the potential client, I can actually imagine working with this person. And now, on to innovation. So, what exactly is your creative edge? Here's an example from a completely different area. Just think for a second about AS. A small surprise party you once planned for a friend. How excited were they when it all really kicked off? That's exactly the kind of feeling you can create for your clients too. Go for unexpected moments and creative approaches. Clients will love it and will look forward to the next meeting with you, because they know there will be something again that will help them move forward in some way. Now, of course, you might object, okay, but I'm not an entertainer. To that I say, that's a lame excuse. Of course, you have to entertain people with human values. But do it in a way that's appropriate and for a good purpose. If you don't feel like doing that, then you're really in the wrong place when it comes to selling services. Others will end up outpacing you, too. So, from my point of view, this is really important. Selling is about heart and substance. And that goes for coaching, for every product, and every service. To put it plainly, nobody likes a robot on the other end of the line. Be authentic, show empathy, really listen, and make sure your clients can feel that you're genuinely invested from the heart. That's what makes the difference. Genuine interest in the client, that's the foundation of every service provider's attitude. As a coach, your first priority is to be interested in your client. That means they can tell how eager you are to learn. That automatically makes it clear that with you, they're not getting something off the rack, they're getting something tailor-made. As my first trainer in consulting used to say so nicely, and I've mentioned this in another episode before, there's only one deadly sin in consulting or coaching: a lack of interest in the client. And that's why not everyone is born to be a service provider. Sometimes you just have to be honest with yourself about that. And we all know people who just can't do it. They're better suited, for example, to purchasing, quality management, or maybe controlling. And then maybe one more important point. Tangible successes stick with people. Tangible successes make a difference. So, get your clients involved. How about a live demo? Let your potential clients experience how you work. They should be able to smell, feel, taste, at the very least, see what they can expect from you and your coaching. That's way more convincing than any PowerPoint presentation. In my opinion, PowerPoint is a total no-go in sales anyway. Maybe have a small handout with you with a story sketched out that shows a successful transformation through your coaching. Or jump over to the flip chart and sketch something out there. Tell the story in a lively way. I'm reminding you of the last episode when I talked a lot about storytelling. That definitely comes into play here as well. And let it all sink in with a smile, with eye contact, with pauses, with open body language. Please tolerate pauses in the conversation and don't talk yourself into a corner. The interpersonal values are what matter. That's where the decision is made. And now, one last shot of inspiration. So to speak, what thought do I want to leave you with? The big leaders in every market, they never let themselves be influenced by the competition. That goes for coaching as well. They were always in the zone, doing and trying things out. And that's exactly what you should do too. As a coach, you're never done with your marketing. You're always evolving. Let's go. Step onto the stage of sales and play your unique role. I believe in you. You are of infinite value. You are a cosmic event. Thank you for your valuable time. I look forward to your feedback. Wishing you lots and lots of success selling your coaching, and see you very soon at Wordy Impulse.